Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 115th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. The team I'm in today consists of Brotherhood member Talos, who has bought the Rome Bruto faction, and myself, Spartan Commander, who has bought the Carthage faction. This battle was fought approximately 2 years ago, might be a little bit longer, and this was a very experimental Carthage army. I don't put many 2v2s on, so I thought this would be something a little bit different for you to watch. And here is the other team. We have Greeks clansman Diomedes, I think that's how you pronounce it, who's bought the Greek cities faction. Then we have Greeks Cleomenes, who has bought the Macedon faction. I'd just like to say, as I said in other battle videos before, the Greeks clan mission on RTW was to be the very best with the Pike faction units. And fair play to them, after hours and hours of practice, they really perfected their technique and strategies with the Pike factions. And I think most RTW players would say that they did achieve this goal and are probably the best with the Pike factions. Here we're looking at the Macedon army. You can see his Royal Pikeman there. And then we move on to the Macedon Companion Cavalry. This cavalry is very tough. I notice it's got lots of good upgrades on there, so that's a pretty good Macedon army there. Then we have a look at the Greek cities army there. As you can see, he's got the formidable Spartans there. He's got the cheaper, he's got some of the, I think he's got 3 units of the cheaper archers, and then he's got 3 units of the Cretan archers. As you know, the Cretan archers have got great range and do a lot of damage, so they're pretty formidable archers there. So looking at that Greek cities army, it looks pretty tough. And then they've got the militia cavalry. Now these are missile cavalry here. They throw small little like javelins. Unusual to see them on the 31k battlefield, but we'll be interested to see how effective they are. So they're the Greeks. In this early stage of the battle, you can see that the Greek cities factions is advancing towards my Carthage faction there. And if you notice at the rear, that militia cavalry throwing the javelins are at the rear. They're trying to harass my slingers there. But as I've got the numbers there with my slingers, I would think we'll start shooting those militia cavalry down pretty quick. As you can see, we're already inflicting casualties on the militia cavalry. Meanwhile, at the main pike battle here, you can see that the Spartans have aggressively attacked my Carthage army here. And remember, the Spartans have got 2 hit points. They've got excellent morale and very, very good specifications. So, and of course, like I said before, the Greeks are really professionals at using pike factions here. So, bearing in mind this is fought about 2 years ago, and this is a very experimental Carthage army that I've bought. I think it's kind of quite brave that I've bought a Pike faction to take on these guys, because as I say, they are recognised as probably the best clan on RTW with pikes. So just have to see how it goes. I've got a very good teammate in Talos there. He's a great supporting teammate, and as a very good in general player as well. As you can see, the Spartans are aggressively attacking my Carthage army. They're moving forward all the time. I got good upgrades on my Sacred Band pikemen there, so it'll be interesting to see how well they do. I think Talos is very good at making the most of the flexibility of his Roman units. I dare say that we'll be seeing a lot of his Roman infantry and cavalry all over the battlefield. As I say, he's very good at making the most of the Roman flexibility there. I think my Carthage army would probably be more of a hold. They're trying to hold the Greek cities up, where allowing Talos to move his infantry and cavalry around hopefully around the flanks and the rear of the enemy forces there. As you can see here, he's got a Roman unit in behind the Greek cities there, but if you notice, the Macedon cavalry is charged into that one. But if you notice, he's charging his Roman infantry into the rear and the flanks of some of the Greek city units here on our right flank. If you notice, Talos is now moving his cavalry round. I notice he's moving infantry units round as well, so probably what he would like is to take on that Macedon companion cavalry if they would attack him, and then he could move his infantry forward as well to support his cavalry. Just a close up here to show you how long those Macedon pikes are. Really long pikes those are. As I say, in other battle videos you've seen a fight all the way down those pikes to get to the infantrymen holding them to be able to kill them, so it's quite a lot to do there. As you can see at the rear here, Talos is taking his cavalry round, and the Macedon cavalry are charging in. And Talos is charging with his cavalry. As I say, he's got a couple of infantry units there as well. But if you notice at the back there, you can see a couple of Macedon pike units being moved there as well. So I shouldn't think Talos would want to keep his cavalry there too long, bearing in mind that those pike units are moving in. Remember, you don't really want to tangle your cavalry with pike units. As you can see, my slingers forward as well, around the side there, where my slingers will be firing loads of slingshot to the flank of those Macedon units there. If you notice that Talos has moved some of his infantry units round, you can see that cavalry charge straight into the back of the Macedon pikemen there. Remember, Macedon has not got very good morale, so there's a good chance that if you hit them at the right time, at the right place, you could mass rout a lot of their units. As you can see there, he's still using his cavalry attacking the Macedon companion cavalry there. So as you can see, most of the action here is on our right flank. Over on the left flank, you can see a lot of the units are just stationary at the moment. So as you can see, most of the action is here on the right flank. As you notice here, taking the most of the flexibility of his units. Just going to pause the game here so we can take stock of the situation. Here you can see on the right flank here, you can see that there's still some Macedon units left, and you can see that Talos has got some of his Brutii forces around there. In the centre here, you can see there's Greek cities attacking my Carthage army, and further on up you can see that there's Greek cities and Macedon fighting there. But over on the left flank, you can see there's not a lot going on, just a few stationary units there. So I suppose at least they'll be fresh for when they're called into the action. But as I say, there's a general overview of exactly what's happening at the moment. And bearing in mind that this was probably more than 2 years ago now, and I'm only trying out this experimental Carthage army. I'm not that brilliant with pikes, so I don't think they're doing too bad at the moment at just managing to maybe hold the Greek cities. But I must say that Talos has been absolutely crucial in doing that. If you notice how he's moving his infantry round, hitting the back of enemy units, moving his cavalry round very skillfully, using his experience here with the Roman units, playing exceptionally well there, I think. As you can see, up to the last few Greek city units that's left. I'm pushing with my Carthage Sacred Band. I haven't got a lot of men left in those units, but I'm still forward. If you notice here, my slingers are still firing slingshot into the enemy. Of course, that will lower, not only cause casualties, but it will lower the morale of the troops as well. So as you can see, it's the last few of the Greek city units left, and I think they've just routed now. Now, of course, as I said, Macedon morale is not very good, so the Macedon pikemen will see that their allies routed, and that will lower their morale as well. In fact, I think there might be one Greek city unit left there. But meanwhile, over here on the right, you can see that Talos' infantry are fighting with a couple of Macedon pike units there. You see I'm going to move my slingers around, trying to get tactical movement with my slingers so that I can get the best angle on the enemy troops to fire the slingshots into them. And you see they're in a hand-to-hand battle with archers there. The moment they had their knives drawn. I'd just like to say that Talos is moving his infantry round absolutely fantastically. It's in the rear and the flank of the enemy pikemen. Now, bearing in mind that the Greeks clan is recognised as being the best with pike factions here, I think Talos and myself, if you don't mind me saying, are doing quite well really against these two veteran RTW players who are renowned for their skills with pike factions. So we're not doing too bad really. As you can see, there's just the last few of the Macedon units left. Importantly, the Macedon general is still alive, so even though the Macedon units have got low morale, as long as the general's still alive, he's still giving them that little bit of general morale bonus. So if we can kill the general, if you notice I'm moving my couple of really battle damaged Carthage units towards the general, trying to well, hopefully trying to kill him if I can. But those two units are so battle damaged, I wouldn't think they'd be making a lot of difference really. It's Talos making the most of the flexibility of the Roman units that's really beginning to tell here. And there you go, the Macedon generals being routed now. So I wouldn't think it'd be long now till the other Macedon units started to rout.
The enemy general flees like a frightened child.
New players watching this is an absolutely great showcase to show you how flexible the Roman units are around pike units. Remember, pike units are pretty tough head on, but if you can get around the flank or the rear of them using the flexibility of the Roman units, then you can really do a lot of harm. As you've seen the way Talos has used the Roman infantry there. As I say, my Carthage army really was like a holding force against the Greek cities, while Talos moved his infantry and cavalry around the battlefield superbly. I thought it was a great showcase of how the Roman units can be against pike factions. First thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in this game. As I say, this game was played approximately 2 years ago, or maybe a bit longer. I thought Diomedes, and Cleo actually played absolutely brilliantly there with their pike units, but really well played to Talos. If you look at the kill count, I think it shows how well Talos did, and really well done to the Greek cities general as well. Really good kills there. So this is Spartan Commander saying, hope you enjoyed this 2v2 battle. Look forward to seeing you soon, and bye for now.